Deep into the mountain they worked. John Henry's singing echoed through the tunnel.
When John Henry was a little baby, a-sitting on his pappy's knee, he picked up a hammer and a little piece of steel, said, "This hammer be the death of me. This hammer be the death of me."
The powder men got ready to blast more rock. They filled the hole with dynamite, put in a long fuse, and lit it. "Run, men!" cried the foreman. They all scrambled back, ready to dash clear of the blast. At that instant came a great cracking and rumbling, and the entire tunnel trembled around them. "It's a cave-in! We're trapped!" There was no place to run. The fuse burned closer to the dynamite. John Henry was nearest the fuse. He ran to put it out, but tripped and fell. "Oh, I'm hurt bad," he groaned. "I can't get up." The fuse burned farther out of reach. Others rushed toward it, but they were too far away. Suddenly, John Henry remembered he still had his hammer in his hand. Down came the hammer, smack on the burning tip. The fuse was out, danger past. Sighs of relief filled the smoky tunnel. "Help me out, boys," mumbled John Henry. Clearing their way through the cave-in, the men carried him to safety. Some days later, they heard an unfamiliar clatter. Down the tunnel came a group of men with a strange machine. "This is a steam drill. It can drill more holes faster than any 6 men combined," a new man bragged. "Who can beat that?" John Henry stepped forward. "Try me." He and Little Bill took their workplaces. John Henry gripped his hammer. Little Bill clutched his steel drill. "Check the machine," came an order. A nervous hand fell on the switch. In the dark, both sides waited for the signal to start. A hoarse voice counted 1, 2, 3. The machine shrieked as it started. John Henry swung his hammer. The crash of steel on steel split the air. Clang! Bang! Clang! The drill got red hot in Little Bill's hands. He quickly dropped it and picked up another. Hiss! Whistle! Rattle! Men frantically heaved coal into the hungry, roaring engine and poured water into the steaming boiler. What? Clang! What? Bang! John Henry's hammer whistled as he swung it. Choke! Choke! Clatter! Rattled the machine. Hour after hour raced by. The machine was ahead. "Hand me that 20-pound hammer, Little Bill." Harder and faster crashed the hammer. Great chunks of rock fell as John Henry ripped hole after hole into the tunnel wall. The machine rattled and whistled and drilled even faster. Friends doused John Henry and Little Bill with cold water to keep them going. Then John Henry took a deep breath. He picked up 2 sledgehammers and sang, "Ain't no hammers strike such fire. Strike like lightning, Lord, and I won't tire. Hammers like this, Lord, there's never been. I'll keep swinging them, Lord, until we win." John Henry swung both mighty hammers faster and faster. He moved so fast, the men could see only a blur and sparks from his striking hammers. Its strokes rang out like great heartbeats. At the other side of the tunnel, the machine shrieked, groaned, rattled, and drilled. Then all at once, it shook and shuddered, wheezed, and stopped. Frantically, men worked to get it going again, but they couldn't. It had collapsed.
The man that invented
and steady beat. Suddenly, there was a great crash. Light streamed into the dark tunnel. John Henry had broken through. Wild cries of joy burst from the men. Still holding one of his hammers, John Henry stepped out into the glowing light of a dying day. It was the last step he ever took. Even the great heart of John Henry could not bear the strain of his last task. John Henry died with his hammer in his hand. If you listen to the locomotives roaring through the tunnels and across the land, you'll hear them singing of that great steel-driving man, John Henry. Listen.
They took John Henry to the graveyard, and they buried him in the sand.